Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, May 29, 2017. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Over the next 5 days, meteorologists and climatologists across the region will be engaged in discussions here as part of the 2017 Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum, which seeks to present climate forecasts for the wet hurricane season and train the respective participants. The series of meetings, which will be held at the Beachcombers Hotel, commenced earlier today, Monday, May 29th, with a wet hurricane seasonal forecast training workshop. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
Aiming to deliver climate forecasts for the wet or hurricane season, this country will host this week a series of meetings dubbed the Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum, CARICOF, at the Beachcombers Hotel. Funded through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, Building Regional Climate Capacity in the Caribbean, BRCCC program, CARICOF also seeks to train meteorologists and climatologists present at the proceedings and will also this year feature training for media personnel. In her welcoming remarks, Deputy Director of Airports here in SVG, Andrea Bess, said it is her hope that the week of activities will be successful.
We hope that you get the opportunity to sample our local cuisine and to experience our Vincentian hospitality. I wish you a productive week, interactive sessions, and I look forward to seeing you again as visitors after you've experienced our great hospitality, and we hope that you would enjoy the sessions and be with us again.
Noting that the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, CIMH, has recently been designated as the Regional Climate Center by the World Meteorological Organization, WMO, Chief of Applied Meteorology and Climatology at the CIMH, Adrian Trotman, thanked all involved stakeholders for their support in making the event possible throughout the years.
Testimony to the hard work, not only of the principal and staff of CIMH, but certainly you, our meteorologists, who through your own analyses for your countries that you supply to us, through your data or whatever means of support. That's a little bit different because, as I first mentioned, we will have again some focus on the media, but also over the final 2 days of meeting, where most of you would also be attending, or a meeting that focuses on early warning information systems across climate timescales.
Highlighting that the Caribbean is an innovator in the presentation of climate conditions, climatologist at CIMH, Dr. Cedric Van Meerbeek, pointed out that the event, which is customarily held at the beginning of the season, aids in having a better idea of climate conditions and forecasts.
Focus on climate information that is on demand, not what is on supply. That is, yes, we started with the global standard that has been promoted by WMO around the world, but then we tailored it to our region.
One of the highlights of this year's forum will be a training exercise for local and regional media personnel, which, according to facilitator John Morales, who is also a weather presenter with NBC, will aid these personnel in getting a better understanding of meteorology from a scientific perspective.
Meteorology 101, Climate 101 or 102, but we're also going to be addressing some of the big challenges that we have in the present era with media perhaps not understanding the scientific method and false equivalency and false balance, and how that has led to perhaps some misinformation over the years.
Slated to end this Friday, June 2nd, CARICOF 2017 is expected to provide the relevant information, updates, and reviews to all stakeholders as they prepare for the upcoming wet or hurricane season. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
This country stands to benefit in the area of horticulture development from the government of the Republic of China on Taiwan. As such, last Friday, handing over ceremony took place at the Orange Hill Horticulture Research and Development Complex for over 100 of 4 varieties of color lily plants. Speaking at the handing over ceremony, Ambassador of the Republic of China on Taiwan to SVG, Boshan Zhao, said the color lily transfer program is part of a bilateral agriculture and multicultural development project. According to him, the 4 varieties of color lily flower donated are expected to significantly assist this country's horticulture industry.
Specialists from Taiwan ICDF, came to St. Vincent and Grenadines last October, to conduct an on-site study and discover that farms that the Eidos and Dashin are planted are ideal for color lilies, as these 3 species belong to Araceae family and share very similar growing conditions such as loose and well-drained soil. Since our Vincentian co-workers at the Orange Hill Lab are well equipped with the knowledge and the techniques, so we, the specialists from Taiwan, see right now the right time to introduce color lilies to St. Vincent and Grenadines.
The Taiwanese ambassador noted that the color lily plant could be a source of income for farmers here.
We know that Dashin and Eidos are successful crops through Minister Salvador Caesar's big effort on agricultural diversification. Both crops now provide an important source of income for farmers. However, as it requires 8 months to grow, the farmers will have to wait for a long time before they can get money, they get income. So to further diversify and minimize the risk of relying on limited crops, it is the specialist recommendation that Dashin and Eido farmers grow color lilies at the same time. We are very happy that after the on-site study, the Taiwan Agriculture Institute, under the Ministry of Agriculture in Taiwan, decided voluntarily to provide 4 different colors of color lilies as a gift to the farmers of St. Vincent and Grenadines.
The ambassador said the color lily plant could tap into a potential floral market that will cross over in the hospitality industry.
People may ask why color lilies. The main reason is that the climate and soil in St. Vincent and Grenadines are just ideal for the flowers. Color lilies are perennial and can thrive outdoors year-round in this country. The peculiar trumpet shape with the vivid colors makes the flowers very popular for bouquet and home decoration. The fresh-cut color lilies last up to 2 to 3 weeks, so it is perfect for hotel and restaurant table centerpiece. Therefore, the market for color lilies is massive. The farmers, while waiting 8 months for Dashin or Eidos, will be able to have weekly income by selling fresh-cut flowers to resource hotels or restaurants in St. Vincent and Grenadines, or even markets in other Caribbean countries, North America or Europe, since Minister Caesar just mentioned, the Aga International Airport is now in operation.
And SVG can expect a boost in the production of vegetables for the local, regional and international markets as a project aimed at creating a greenhouse park edges closer to completion in the Montreal area. Speaking earlier today at the facility was Agriculture Officer Winston George, who stated that the overall project has 2 components: the construction of feeder roads as well as the construction of the greenhouse and support buildings, which will encompass the greenhouse park. George explained the type of vegetables which is expected to be produced and gave some insight into how the facility will be managed.
The basic objective of the greenhouse park facility is to supply fruits and vegetables on a consistent basis, and not only to supply on a consistent basis but to supply the local, regional and international market. Essentially, the commodities that would be produced here would be tomato, sweet pepper, cucumbers, herbs and seasonings. And the facility, in terms of how it would operate, would be on a lease basis. Could be an individual lease, or it could be a farmers organization or group or company managing the facility.
Also speaking at the facility was the project manager, Bernard Miraflor, who stated the project is 95% completed, with 16 of the 32 greenhouses already erected. Miraflor added that electricity will be provided by Vinlec and explained that there is already a good irrigation and drainage system in place.
The original plan was to solar supplied. According to the consultant, the installer, the solar powered cannot work with this kind of facility. So we have to ask Binlec to provide us the electricity on the grid. I believe it takes Binlec to a month to put on the electricity. So because of that, delays, weathers, I think we are asking for 4 months extension on the schedule. Yeah, it has an irrigation system around the greenhouse to pump, to gravity feed, to feed it on the tank and gravity feed to the greenhouses. The water tank will be far at back. Everything is designed to set the water to the riverside.
The project manager, however, explained that due to the weather conditions, there has been some delays.
He completed the structural, the frame, 16 units of it. But because of the nature of the Montreal, the weather, we cannot finish it. So the installer are planning to go back after the hurricane season. You see, we never put the plastic in the frame because of the factor of hurricane. On the water supply, we have to create a dam down on the back part of the greenhouse, right on the river. That's the source of water to pump out to the water tank.
In other news, activities held here to mark the 25th anniversary of diplomatic ties between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Cuba continued on Friday with a cultural showcase at the Peace Memorial Hall. As we hear in this report from Sharon Gawe, the cultural bond between both countries is as strong as the political bond.
Despite the language barrier between this English-speaking country and the Spanish-speaking nation of Cuba, the universal language of music was understood by all in attendance at the cultural showcase held at the Peace Memorial Hall last Friday, 26th of May 2017, to celebrate the silver jubilee of diplomatic relations between both countries. The showstopper of the evening, the Cali Cuba Band, played cultural rhythms that had many in the audience shaking more than just a leg. The event was also punctuated with local acts, including La Gracia dancers. Hans John. Camaro Kido Foster. And Rodney Small. Cuba's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Vilma Reese Valdespino, said the diplomatic ties between both countries has led to a symbiotic relationship.
The people of Cuba and St. Vincent and the Grenadines have shown an exemplary relationship on which they have deepened the mutual knowledge of their societies, their cultures, and economies. They have shared dreams and projects, have since created impressive works from the hands of workers from both countries. They have alleviated and cured the sick.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sandy Peters-Phillips, commended both SVG and Cuba on the vision of their partnership.
Our leaders and predecessors, with their wisdom and vision, ushered a new partnership, and thanks to their concerted efforts, this partnership has become vital and significant for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Republic of Cuba. The past 25 years witnessed rich, fruitful, practical cooperation strategies.
The final activity for the anniversary will be a public lecture to be delivered by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on Tuesday, May 30th at the Community College Lecture Hall, commencing at 10 a.m. This country's resident ambassador to Cuba, His Excellency Ellsworth John, will host a cultural celebration in Havana, Cuba on Tuesday, May 30th, which will include the participation of Sir Louis Straker, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Lady Straker, along with a cadre of local artists. Sharon Garraway reporting for SVG Television News.
And Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar pointed out that while the 25-year-old relationship between SVG and Cuba is a time to celebrate, it is also a time to reminisce on those who made sacrifices to develop this relationship.
We must first pause to reflect. We are here because of the hard work, toil, dedication, and vision of many comrades who saw it fit to bring and to unite St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Republic of Cuba as far as it pertains to our diplomatic relations.
Thornley Mayers of the SVG Cuba Friendly Association said the relationship between Cuba and this country began close to 100 years ago when many Vincentians went to the northern island to work. He said this continued in the 1970s with political and cultural groups such as ULIMO and has grown with formal diplomatic relations established in 1992.
Many of you here in the audience probably knows someone or knows a relative who in the 1920s and 30s traveled to Cuba to work in Cuba. Many did not return. I myself have a great uncle who never returned, and perhaps who knows has families and relatives there.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves will host executives and other officials from international cruise lines on mainland St. Vincent on Wednesday, May 31st at the Argyle International Airport. According to a news release from the Agency for Public Information, the API, matters related to the cruise industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be discussed. The release states that the officials, Leon Sutcliffe of Carnival Cruise Line, Director of Commercial Ports and Government Relations, Frederico Gonzalez Denton of Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and Associate Vice President Government Relations Latin America and the Caribbean, Russell Dayer of Disney Cruise Lines, and Michelle Page, President of Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, will arrive at the Argyle International Airport on Wednesday morning. The visiting cruise officials will be met by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Minister of Tourism Cecil Mackey, and other senior government and cruise officials at the AIA. Following discussions, there will be a media brief at the VIP lounge at the AIA at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Reigning Band of the Year, BMC Emergent E-Zone Hits FM Blondie and Friends is hoping to make a clean sweep in the mass component for Vinci Mass 2017, looking to capture the Band of the Year title for the 6th year. A confident band leader Elroy Blondybird Boyd said they are in the process of adding the finishing touches to their 2017 production. It is what it is. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
As they aim to merge traditional masks with a tip of modern-day culture, Blondybirds and Friends, the reigning Carnival band of the year, is ready to take a clean sweep in 2017. It is what it is. That's the title of the BMC Amerijet E-Zone Hits FM Blondybirds and Friends 2017 mass production with 10 beautiful sections that, according to bandleader Elroy Blondybird Boyd, will not only captivate revelers but give them value for their money.
We'll more fantasy on this time now. We're just trying to show people that we could be fantastic without naked and look beautiful. So this is our really idea. This year we plenty more colorful this time too, right? And we still have a story. Us changing in a way, right? The girls like to go more skimpy and them kind of thing, but we showing you still that we could be skimpy and still do a road, because we still will be the best band in town and the band that people want to play with. Nearly 90% finished. Right? Just now we only catering in the next 3 weeks for our big costume and them kind of thing. This year we really want to win this band of the year.
Noting that he himself has been involved in Vincy Mass celebration since its inception, Boyd said he is not worried about participation as he is confident about persons who have and continue to display loyalty to the band.
Registration now start to pick up, but with our band, as I tell you, because our band is a generation of people, we do really actually wait for people. We just actually do our band, and we know our band going to sell. We ain't got high enough costume to sell, because we actually 500 people who we know ain't playing with nobody else and playing with we. So we don't really have that problem. And remember now, we're a senior band, we did wrong for all them years. So everybody are expecting. Only say the only problem we have, some of the masks with some of our people really going and play. Actually selling out now, and they're selling and firing and them kind of thing now. So I hope I run into the problem with my personal people who did me for over 20-something years.
Boyd further urged persons to come out and support what he described will be SVG's #1 band on the road, Carnival Tuesday, July 11th, as they prepare to take Vincy Mass 2017 by storm.
At Tongue Hill, I check we here now the main tent, they to BMC agencies, they will come and check we here now the mass really going fast. We have a 3 production for so much thing. Find again plenty thing for $400. So we have 3 masks, and we, as about 20 years now, we ain't putting a price on our children masks. Our kids still playing $150. Now the band going good, and we're looking for great things. We feel we go make a clean sweep this year. That's our aim.
Having been present in the Vincentian mass culture for years, Blondybirds and Friends is ready to take the road this Carnival Tuesday. Reporting for Carnival Beat, I am Nikita Tony.
Miss Lolly's Fishing Supplies, Janella Thomas of Clare Valley, has been crowned Miss South Leeward 2017. The 18-year-old got the judges' nod with her captivating performance and charismatic attitude on stage during the staging of the Miss South Leeward pageant at the Desire Sports Bar in Kittels on Saturday night, May 27. The pageant was one of the major events for the South Leeward Carnival 2017 Carnival, which ended with a juve and a street jump-up. Nalisha Miller tells us more in this report.
I am here to satisfy the crowd and make my sponsors proud. Ladies and gentlemen, judges, distinguished guests, pleasant evening and welcome to the 2017 Miss South Leeward pageant.
The Desire Sports Bar in Kittels came alive on Saturday night, as with the staging of the Miss South Leeward pageant 2017. At the end of the competition, there could be only one winner, and the Miss South Leeward title 2017 was captured by Janella Thomas, representing Lolly's Fishing Supplies.
Janella Thomas, your Miss South Leeward for 2017.
The 18-year-old Thomas, a Clare Valley resident, was judged Miss Photogenic. She also captured the Best Evening Wear and the Best Interview categories. While the Best Talent category went to another contestant, the Miss Lolly's Fishing Supplies representative used her talent as a platform to advocate for women.
Hey, Slims, Miss Long Legs, 433-6270. Me never said I go take down nigga number no one. Brown it full now, me let a bet for the bag of nonsense. I a little good afternoon go work, a little walk safe go work. Show me little courtesy, no? We are the beginning of every man. We are the vessels of civilization. Always remember, we are 100% woman.
Miss Bracking Welding Services, Masha Marshall, who won the Best Talents category, took the first runner-up position.
I know you've been sweet, me too. Just like how it had been sweet flanker before Jessica Guillaume. Remember, Dragon? Well, me never bother ask all about Dragon and Wizard because I never know. But mass now, not like mass back then, but it been sweeter.
While Miss Ryan Wholesale Shamika Knights was second runner-up. The best swimwear went to Miss Chance Unique Furniture LaShawn Bowens, and the other contestant in the pageant was Miss Pinch's Blockmaking and Trucking, represented by Danielle Bascom. Following the Miss South Leeward pageant, revelers took to the streets to participate in the juve. Nolisha Miller for Carnival Beats.